Hello everyone, before we get into the video, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. The Conquest guide that Frost and I have been working on is going to be coming out very soon, and some of the information in this video is going to be featured and explained even further in the Conquest guide. The objective of this video and videos like this in the future is obviously going to be to directly teach you about the game and how the game works, but more importantly, why the game works the way it does, and kind of make you guys think for yourself and be more independent. The reason that team fighting works the way it does is that the game is very heavily balanced around the strategy, and there's been years and years of practice and theory crafting around it. And with all that being said, let's just jump right into the video. It's important to talk about the actual job of each role before we talk about the structure of each team fight, just because it'll help you understand a lot easier. Because there are so many PvE aspects of the game, specifically structures and objectives upon the map that are actually pretty hard to take down because they're very tanky, such as towers, phoenixes, the Titan even, Fire Giant, Pyromancer, and Gold Fury, we need a role to be able to DPS those things down and build damage and be really greedy. We also need another damage dealer, specifically one that can use their damage past the people that are standing in front of them, and also punish people for grouping up too much and basically deathballing. The best characters for this are usually mages because they have large AoE abilities that also hit very hard and have very long range. We also need a third damage dealer, somebody who can punish the other two damage dealers for being out of position and being very greedy in their builds, but also somebody who can take care of the smaller objectives on the map, specifically the jungle camps. The game dictates a strong need for tanks because someone needs to be able to tank the objectives, soak up damage, and initiate fights. The ADC role is heavily needed to do the objectives on the map, but their early game and survivability is poor, so we have a tank to protect them. These tanks eventually help try to keep their teammates alive in a normal team fight. The other tank is needed to be able to take aggro of basically everything on the map, while also being the main initiator in a team fight. Their job is to frontline, specifically to deal with the enemy damage dealers, and soak up damage for their jungler trying to kill those exact damage dealers. And now we're just going to use Microsoft Paint to kind of better visualize the structure of a team fight and basically show you where exactly you need to be and what your role is or your job is in the most typical team fight on the Conquest map. I went ahead and already put these little circles on the map with the color key in the top right, just so it would be easier for you guys to understand when I'm explaining these things. So Smite team fighting is actually pretty simple. It's really just frontliners running at backliners. The backliners stay behind their tanks and either stand their ground and kill what's in front of them or peel back when needed. The ADC or Hunter, plus the Mage mid laner usually make up the backliners, back here behind the tanks. The front line is made up of the soul laner and sort of the support and the jungler. The jungler has a lot of freedom in the teamfight to go where they're needed, and that's why they kind of start off by the side here, and then most of the time just follow up on their soul laner's initiation. The support really doesn't have as much freedom. Sometimes, rarely, they'll be diving the backline, but almost always they're going to peel back to their own backline to help support them and keep them alive by soaking up damage, using utility abilities to peel for them, and basically just preventing the enemy soul laner and jungler from killing the backline. These damage dealers cannot just simply walk forward and get all their damage off without getting easily killed because they obviously don't have tank items. Because of that, we have the support to peel back for them and to initiate for them, to soak up damage and allow them to get their damage off as much as possible. The same thing can be said about the jungler. Since the jungler is basically full damage and trying to punish the enemy backline, he can't exactly just run at them without being worried about getting return killed or heavily DPS'd in the process. Because of that, we have another tank initiate for him by diving the backline, and that's going to be the soul laner. They're always just going to basically just run at the enemy mage and ADC to make a lot of room and a lot of space and a lot of opportunity for the jungler to follow up afterwards to clean up those kills. And obviously the win condition in a teamfight is of course doing more damage than the enemy, thus killing them before they kill you. The easiest way to do that is to have your damage dealers hitting everyone on the enemy team without punishment. And that's the exact reason that the jungler and the soul laner have to be diving the backline in order to prevent this from happening. If the soul laner and the jungler are successful in their dive, then that means there's going to be a lot of space between the enemy backliners and the friendly backliners, which is exactly what you want. Then it really just comes down to whoever can kill whoever's in front of them the fastest, and that's going to be who wins the team fight. The easiest way to know when a team fight is going well is basically when all 5 of one team is able to run at all 5 of the other team, and they just have to keep retreating and backpedaling and getting away. And it seems pretty obvious, but the reasoning is that these damage dealers that are able to just walk at the enemy team are able to get that free casting off, get all their damage, get all their abilities, their auto attacks on everybody in front of them, including the people that are just running away, which mathematically by the end of the fight just means that they were able to do more damage than the enemy team, who kind of just had to keep running away and retreating. It's like real strategy in real war. You create a front line, you push through, and allow the people that actually do damage to get in and do their job. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it, guys. That's how and why team fights work. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy. Bye-bye.